Sometimes you feel this sense of urgency to share a message because you deep down have a conviction that this is going to transform lives, this is going to change lives, this is going to change how you relate to people, this is going to change how you be with your people, and this is going to change how you be present in the moment. And such an insight I experienced a couple of days ago, and I felt that I should be sharing this immediately, but then I'm already late and I don't want to be any more late. If you're in touch with my posts already, then you must be knowing that I am creating the best ever being event in Mumbai on 23rd of February 23, and we are going to have the most beautiful people, the most experienced coaches, the master coaches, and the best proponents of a being-centered life in India, in Mumbai on 23rd of February. And as part of bringing this movement to India, we formed an Indian team, and I have some of the best people in this country as members of my team. And since this is a massive project, this is a huge project that we have taken as a we have taken this as not a challenge but as a responsibility to make this a gift from India to the entire world, and to carry this responsibility in the most responsible way. We needed somebody, I thought of somebody who would be able to do it, and the first name that came to my mind was my friend, my brother, Venu Bhagwan. And I spoke with him, and he was more than happy and excited to take on this big challenge as the project director, as the project leader of this huge project. And he traveled all the way from Hyderabad to my city, Visakhapatnam, to speak with me in detail about this event so that we could create the best experience for all the 1,000 attendees. 1,000 leaders from across the world going to attend this event. This is going to be really big, and I hope you don't miss it because you are going to be in the aura, be in the etheric field, be in the energy field of some of the best on this planet, and this is going to be a lifetime opportunity. And Venu Bhagwan, who took on this responsibility, flew all the way from Hyderabad to talk to me about this, and we were decided to talk for a certain time and plan in detail about the kind of experience that we want to create. And I was on my way back from office to home so that I can get ready to go to where Mr. Venu Bhagwan is put up, and then have a dinner with him and have a conversation with him to have a detailed visualization of this entire project. And as I was driving back home, I had this running at the back of my mind. My son hasn't been keeping well for a few days, and he's going through his health challenges, which might take another couple of months for him to recover from. And I'm being the responsible father, and I take it as an opportunity to create the best moments that matter with my kid as well. And since if you know me, then you know that I'm a single parent, and every evening is dedicated to my son, and more so because he's going through his health challenges. And I was a little divided between what do I tell he hasn't been going to school for a while because of his health challenges, and once I'm back, the first question he would ask me is, Dad, where shall we go, or sit with me and play with me. And whether he asks or not, it's my responsibility. It's an opportunity that I get as a single dad to be his single mom as well. And so I was divided a little, and I was thinking, like, what should I tell him? Should I tell him about this event? Should I tell him that my friend has come all the way from Hyderabad to talk to me and it's very important? Or else what do I do? How do I find time? And then I was thinking for a moment, see, I'm a human being like you, and I was thinking of what reason to furnish, what reason to give him, so that I can go from here to Mr. Venu Bhagwan and have a long conversation and create something beautiful. And in that moment, I made some space, some white space for silence. And here's a fantastic insight that popped up. The insight was that, if I'm going back home and if I'm trying to find a reason to not to be in the presence of my son, to not to make myself available fully for him, and try to find a reason to go somewhere else and to demonstrate my presence or to make myself available there for somebody else, probably I'm going to fail any which way. Because if I'm not being present somewhere or anywhere, I'm not going to be present anywhere else. Because presence is not something that you can do in the future. Presence is not something that you can postpone. Presence is not something that you can put off, because presence happens in the now. And this was a most beautiful opportunity for me to practice presence. And I found a reason, and I found an opportunity to demonstrate my ability to be present with my kid. And only then I thought, if I cannot be available for my kid, then I cannot be available for anybody. And then I come across this fantastic statement from, which I have been hearing in the last few days, and this reminded me of this beautiful lecture, this beautiful talk given by Karan Rai in the London Experience, where he says, how you do anything is how you do everything. And then I heard this once again from Gabby Puma. How you show up anywhere is how you show up everywhere. And then I hear this immediately from Mike Coates. How you do anything is how you do everything. This really makes sense. How you be present anywhere is how you be present everywhere. If you cannot be present with your father, if you cannot be present with your son, if you cannot be present with your siblings, if you cannot be present with your boss, you cannot be present anywhere. And finding a reason to be absent is practicing absence. And finding a reason to be present is like finding an opportunity to practice presence. And I decided that I am going to be there. I'm not going to find a reason an excuse to escape from that opportunity to practice presence. And I decided to go ahead. I decided to be with my son. I decided to practice presence, giving a demonstration, a real demonstration of my capacity to be present with my kid. Well, and a beautiful, beautiful 60 minutes emerged. I sat with him, I played with him, we had a lovely conversation. I interacted with him, so many things, and I had fun teaching him. We got a lesson from his book, which was on digestive system, and he has actually been going through these health challenges related to his digestive system. And I had a lot of fun telling him that this is what is happening, this is how you can keep your gut healthy, this is how you can take care of your health, and this is how we are going to be together in this journey. And you know what happened? From there, after 60 minutes, I took his permission, and then I reached Venu Bhagwan, and I told him, that this is what has happened, and this is how I'm here, to be fully present with you. And this is what he shared with me. And here's a beautiful part of the story. And he said, Ranjan, you know what happened? This morning my flight ticket was accidentally cancelled by my friend who was supposed to come with me. And, before I could respond to his message, he cancelled the ticket. But then you made me committed to come here, and since I stick to my words and I had to be here, I booked another ticket. But then I decided that I would take some more time, a gap for the next flight, because I would find time to drop my son at school, and I would get some beautiful moments to spend with him, invest in the presence with my child and his son also, who has been undergoing a few health challenges. Now, Venu demonstrated his capacity to utilize this opportunity to be present with his loving child. And he created an opportunity to be a loving parent, a committed father to his own child. And then he said, this is beautiful, Ranjan, because if I hadn't done it, I wouldn't have been fully present with you. If you hadn't done it, you wouldn't have been fully present in this moment. And we celebrated presence. We celebrated our commitment, and we celebrated being a committed dad. Now I ask you, what are you doing? Are you finding reasons to be away? Are you finding reasons to be absent? Are you finding reasons to make an excuse? Or are you creating opportunities to practice presence with your loved ones? Answer yourself. Can you be present anywhere if you cannot be present with the most important people in your life? Who are the most important people in your life? And how are you treating them? Who are they who you have been taking for granted? Look deep and now find a beautiful reason to treat them well. And the best way you can treat them in the best way is by being present, by being available, and by being with them. I hope this makes sense. And I hope this would add great value to your loved ones. Sending love to all of you and to your loved ones. I definitely would want to listen from you as a feedback of your experience on being present. Love you. Bye-bye.